right. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens out there. We got the Let's BS podcast coming from you from a nice fucking subdivision here in Moores. I got my boys with me. We'll do a quick introduction. No gay shit. Just a quick introduction.
I don't think you can say that. But I'm Dustin.
And I'm Zane.
And I'm Cody. And we're just going to sit here and bullshit with you for a little bit. It's our first go around with it, so, we're not nervous because we really don't give a fuck. It's just three guys in here bullshitting. What do you guys want to start it off with?
I don't know. I mean, we did start this because of the cronavirus, so I think we have to start there, right?
I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like, I feel so awkward right now. Like, this is, I don't know, but I'll figure it out here as we go along. I mean, none of us really know what we're doing. I've never been in a podcast before. Have you?
No.
No, I don't know what we're doing.
But it'll be fun.
We were literally sitting at home with our thumbs up our ass because we weren't allowed to work.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're like, well, fuck it, we better do something. So let's podcast.
Well, I was essential. I don't know what you fucks were doing.
Well, that's the only time in your life that you've been worth a fuck.
Hey, and I'm going to fucking ride that baby out for as long as I can.
At least you got a raise and you got to buy all this cool shit.
Yeah, that is
We're
true.
out of no money.
Yeah,
Thanks, Trump.
I still haven't even gotten unemployment for like a month, so.
Yeah, sucks to be you.
Yeah, it does.
So what? You took the fucking hard... You got a hard hit off this corona shit.
I took the hard road on my own. I self-quarantined and got let go from my job for it.
So you were essential, but you decided not to be.
See, essential just means your boss doesn't really care if you live or die. So
well, that's true, because I work for family.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
They really don't care if I die.
Yeah.
Prefer it, probably.
I mean, I'm not in the healthcare industry. I told them I didn't sign up to be a hero in some fucking pandemic somewhere, so I was going to sit my ass comfortably at home and not die of...
But Zane, you worked for a lumber yard. You got to give the wood.
I mean, I guess so, but to me, it didn't seem as essential as everyone wanted to make it sound like they were, so I opted out, and for that reason, I got let go, so now I'm at the mercy of the Kentucky unemployment system, and that's been a real pleasure, I'll tell you.
So are you, all right, I gotta ask this,
Yeah.
So are you riding Brashear's nutsack, like, it feels like everybody, I don't know if it's just in Marshall, I don't know where it is, but I feel like everybody's riding this Bashir guy's nutsack. I'm not feeling it.
I was hard for a while, still am to a certain extent, just because the dude is just so comforting. When you look at his videos every day, you're just like, yes.
He looks like a dweeb.
Yeah, he does, and I love it. He's not up here trying to be an asshole and say, oh yeah, my ratings are the best ratings that have ever existed in the history of ratings. I'm even better than The Bachelor. Everybody pays attention to me. He's just up there trying to make sure people don't die. Like, that's pretty respectable.
Was that your Trump?
But you cannot tell me that if a sex scandal broke out with this dude sending dick pics that you're not going to be like, okay, yeah, I've seen that coming.
No, I mean, I wouldn't see that coming. This guy looks like such a square.
No, I don't think he's ever had sex.
No, he's had sex, but he likes it missionary.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I just don't see it. I don't see how everybody's riding him. He's not doing anything different than nobody in that position would do.
He's super, super scared, is what it seems like. He doesn't want to be the guy that said, well, I should have done something. He's like, fuck it, let's just shut everything down. Let's sit at home with our thumbs up our ass.
That's what I liked about him, though, is he was the one that wasn't scared to just say, fuck it, you guys, I don't care. I'm shutting down my state. I'm not letting my people die. Like, let's have at it. Let's see what happens. Because think about it. If he's wrong, what happens? Fucking not much bad can happen from him being wrong. If the other guy, the other way around, is wrong, like this dickhead in Florida that kept everything open for long and stuff, like, more people are going to die.
Yeah, but more people are going to die in Florida because look how many more people are in Florida.
Well, not just that,
and they're fucking idiots for the most part.
Yeah.
No offense, Florida, if you actually get to listen to this, but yeah, I mean,
and it's full of
Florida
old
man
people.
Is a real deal.
It's full of old people too, and those are the most high risk people. So like, I get that more people are going to die there, but like,
this world is overpopulated. This pandemic needed to happen. We need to let some motherfuckers die, even if it's me. This shit needed to happen, as long as it's not my kids.
But are you gonna dive in? Because you sound a lot like Bill Gates right now. I mean, Bill Gates straight up came out and said, "Hey, there's too many fucking people here. We need to do something about it."
Listen, if I were Bill Gates, I wouldn't be talking because no one would know who I was.
Well, here's the problem.
Know where I was. I would be on an island somewhere.
Well, here's the problem, though, is yes, there's too many of us. No, there's never going to be anything we can ever do about it other than go inhabit a different planet because there's nothing here that's a limiting factor for our population growth. Humans have shown in the last couple hundred years especially, we're just going to keep breeding and keep breeding and keep breeding and just keep making more of us until there's just nowhere else to put them anymore. The world crashes, and right now the world's about to crash.
That's what every animal is designed to do, though. We're just animals.
No, that's the thing is every animal is designed to do that, but they fit a biological niche, and only a certain number of them can exist in a certain space. And that's all that the environment will support. Our environment will support whatever the fuck we want it to, because we can build up. We have science and technology that can feed. We don't have enough area to feed everybody we've got now, but we fucking do it.
Yeah, but the difference is we're allowed to hunt animals for conservation. We can't hunt people.
Yeah.
Maybe we should allow that.
I mean, I get what you say. But
we don't have an apex predator that's wiping us out. We can lock our door and not have to worry about wolves.
That's the exact problem I'm talking about, is that we're unchecked in this biological system. There is nothing that keeps us in check, so we're just going to keep making more people until we crash.
All right, idea.
Crash.
All right. Let's solve some other issues and open up the prisons and let those motherfuckers roll.
Which we have been doing.
And no, I'm not talking about the drug offenders. I'm talking about the bad dudes. And let them come in here and weed out the motherfuckers that need to go.
Speaking of weed, I'm really glad that they let. I'm glad that they let those people leave. I mean, I think that's a bullshit charge.
It is a bullshit charge. You shouldn't be stuck there getting coronavirus in some fucking jail because you had a doobie.
Exactly.
That's not fair.
But I mean, so what is the level that they cut off? Is it just, you know what I mean? Like, when did...
I haven't paid attention enough to see who they've been letting out and who they've been keeping in there.
No, I haven't either. And honestly...
I'd say let most of them out, to be honest.
I know, but like robbery, that's a real iffy fucking charge for me.
Yeah.
You know, because...
Why? What do you have to steal?
I don't have shit to steal, but I'm saying that's a real sketchy... Because if you have...
Is it like crackhead robbery? Like you snuck around at night and like stole some shit that was kind of valuable but not that valuable?
Yeah, stole my CD player or
house?
what?
Or is it like, like break into your house and fucking bust your shit down and take your TV?
Pistol
kind of
whipped me. If you pistol whip me, stay in.
Yeah.
But if you just took my CD player, it fucking sucks.
Shit, like you took my weed eater from behind my garage, like I'm gonna be mad, but you don't deserve to die in jail for it.
If you broke in while I'm at home trying to steal my shit, there's no telling what you would do.
But what? So you're saying only people who break in when people are at home?
Yeah, that's a dangerous motherfucker to me right there.
According to Cody, if you break in when someone's not home, you're okay.
Yeah, you're not as scared.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna break,
he's got a point though. I mean, if I come home and my house is broken into, I'm not nearly gonna be as freaked out as if I'm at home and then my house is broken into.
But if you park in the garage, people won't know. Yeah. They can play the stupid card. Yeah. Well, fuck, they should have to park in the driveway.
So basically what we're saying is, hey, if you're in jail, prison, because I think there's a difference. Talking to some of these, I mean, I think there is technically a difference. But so let the people on drug charges go. I mean, I'm not a big fan of meth. I mean, I
don't really give a shit. I say they let out 3/4 of the people that are in jail in the United States to begin with, because according to us, the freest society in the world. Why we lock up more people than anybody? You know why? Because they fucking make money off of us.
I don't know that I'm against meth. I've never tried it.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. But I have tried Adderall, and I will say I am pro meth light at least.
Exactly.
So hey, if there's anybody that
if there's an Adderall sponsor, Zane will take him.
We're definitely no. That's fucked up. It is.
I mean, I think it is because, I've been wrongly accused of a couple different things. Dustin was with me one time. We got into some trouble that we ended up getting out of for fighting him. But the problem is, you always end up with a charge of some kind from some bullshit plea bargain with some court costs or fines associated with it. And that's what the court system is in the United States. That's what
it is a business.
Yeah, it's a 100% a revenue stream for government.
And speaking of business, the NFL, who says they're a nonprofit, just had an awesome draft online.
Are they really listed as nonprofit?
They were. I don't know if they still are, but they definitely were, making billions of dollars.
That's weird.
It was awesome. I wish I knew how to figure this out, but yeah.
So anyway, I purposely left myself out of the draft this year because I wanted to wait and hear what you guys said about it. But who got the top pick?
Well, Cincinnati drafted Joe Burrow, which was kind of set after the national championship.
Yeah.
As long as Cincinnati didn't do Cincinnati things and fuck it up. Granted, if they had taken like Miami's first round 3 picks, I would have said,
Did
I
they
get it.
Did they still have Andy Dalton as their quarterback?
They do.
They do. Is
For
he
at least
not
one
any
more
good
year.
anymore?
No, he's still decent, I think.
I don't. Red-haired dude, Andy.
You're a fucking ginger. You
I know.
should
Yeah,
love
Andy,
him.
you're not gonna like
Takes
this.
one to know one, Cody says.
Andy, you're not gonna like this, but I feel like you fit. I feel like you fit somewhere different, and it's not in fucking Cincy.
I don't think anybody fits in Cincy because they suck. They have Joe Mixon.
Dude, I got a good friend
What's
of
this
mine.
we?
Well,
Did you play there?
No, I don't play there, but
You live there? What the fuck are you talking about? We?
I'm talking about usually.
Are you a Bengals fan?
No, fuck.
No,
fuck
where's
no.
Bronco? He's up Peyton's ass. He's a fucking
Yeah.
Papa John fan.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
yeah, it's
Peyton Manning for president.
Yeah,
so
Peyton for president.
Yeah.
But there was Bears fans that I knew that were excited about getting Dalton. There was people.
Well,
out
yeah,
there-
because Trubisky kind of
Yeah,
maybe
like he
be a
looked like
bust.
he was going to be good for a few games, and like then he wasn't, and it sucked.
Well, they stopped letting him run.
Yeah.
But my favorite part about this draft, I was excited because I wanted to see it fail. Because they were doing it all online, Zooms, Skypes, whatever. But it became my favorite draft I've ever watched because I got to see the family at home in every house. Got to
Like
see
old
CD.
girl getting that phone.
Yeah,
snatched.
CeeDee Lamb. Best hands in the draft. They made a great pick there because that motherfucker's not letting anybody touch that phone.
She grabbed a draft night like, here, baby, I got these. Yeah, no,
No,
girl,
you
that's
don't.
mine. You
But
don't
he
got
has
that.
he has to know. He has to know that, no offense, it's not saying all women right here, but bitches be sketchy, especially when you jump into that fame.
Hey,
That
First
fame-
of all,
no,
if
no,
he's
no.
got any skeletons in his closet at all, whatsoever, those will be coming out right then, texting him like, "Hey, congrats, boy," and
But-
she's gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this?"
But the thing, though, is that girl has already lived that life because she was with Trae Young. And he's already been drafted. So it's not new to her.
Hey, but what's better than some money?
All
More
the money.
Yeah, all the fucking money. So, I mean, why not? So, I like that the dude's head is constantly in the game. That's got to be a huge...
Yeah, his hands are
advantage.
phenomenal. They made a great pick for a receiver there.
I did like, I'm starting to see a lot more memes and shit on Facebook. And I'm liking the LSU talking shit to Alabama, saying, "Oh, what?" Because I mean, LSU had 11. Was it 11?
It was a shit ton. All I know is the SEC ran the draft.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
it should
So
have. so anyway, I guess
If
that
you don't
means-
live in the South,
did-
you don't think so.
So I guess that means Tua went. Where did he go?
He went to the Dolphins,
Oh.
which a lot of people are making the
I fucking love it.
Oh yeah, I remember you shared that meme earlier. The dude on the longest yard.
Yeah.
It's just
Love
like
it.
him.
I get it.
It's
They're
just
wearing
like
the same color jerseys.
No, I mean, come on, they somewhat look alike, dude. I mean, and that dude had a huge part of that fucking movie.
But you know what my favorite part of the draft was?
What?
It wasn't CeeDee Lamb. It was Isaiah Wilson's mom chucking his girlfriend out of his lap.
Saw that.
Like she was a poodle.
Okay, I didn't see that. So what was it? Was it like violently like?
No,
Like she straight grabbed this girl. This girl, he gets drafted. This girl like gives him some big old hug. She's already sitting in his lap. His mama comes up and just grabs her.
yeah,
and
like
just
bitch,
picks
you
her
didn't
up.
raise him. I did.
Yeah.
I'm hugging him.
And no, she didn't even hug him afterwards. She just kind of stood next to him like some jacked up bodyguard. Like get back.
It's my time, bitch.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, she was protecting him for some money grabber. It looked like
Yeah.
the girl might be wholesome. We don't know, but
I mean,
I have to.
she looked a little wholesome to me. If you know what I'm
But
saying.
in that situation, when you're at that level, you're gonna want a bottom bitch. You're gonna want somebody that's been there whenever
Yeah.
you know.
And saying she wasn't wholesome whenever you weigh 350 pounds.
Yeah, that's-
Isaiah Wilson is a beast of a man.
Yeah, it's true.
You can't be flinging around 100 pounds. You'll get charges.
I don't know. I've seen it in a video once or twice.
Yeah, but you can catch a charge if there's no consent. But that was my favorite part because you just got to see the realness. It was like she was the new Russell Wilson ex-girlfriend meme, like the super excited I just hit the fucking lottery. And Mama said no.
I still that. Anytime you bring up Russell Wilson, I go back to that. I go back to the game whenever he was. Is he still dating? Is him and Sierra?
Oh, they're married and they have children. Yes.
They're married. See, I don't keep up with that bullshit.
The
I mean,
only-
I could give two fucks about professionals.
The only time I ever heard about it was when Future was talking shit about Russell
But
Wilson.
that fucking game where Russell's out there warming up, I'm pretty sure it was the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure it was New England versus Seattle. And during the warm-ups, they fucking had Future playing.
Oh,
And
nice.
Russell Wilson's out there. I wonder, like, what the fuck's going through his head? You
I know
what
what's
mean? 'Cause,
going through his head. I know exactly what's going through his head.
Well, probably whatever he's listening to through his Bose, because they're not listening to what's in the stadium.
No, he was not wearing no bows. He looks more like a Beats by Dre guy.
Well, the NFL
Like he wants to be cool so bad. So
No, the NFL says he has to wear Bose, so he's not going to break any rules.
That's true.
See, but that's why you go to Marshawn. Marshawn says, fuck your
Marshawn.
rules.
I don't know how he doesn't
Well,
have.
no,
how,
you can't.
how does he
that
not have the
guy.
diabetes on the fucking Skittles?
I just love that guy so much.
I love him,
Oh my
but
God,
I
he's
mean,
one of my favorite human beings on the planet.
favorite
today.
humans, not favorite player.
Well, I mean, I can't say much because he's pretty much a beast. So, like, but
Whenever you have the fucking name, Beast Mode. Whenever you say Beast Mode,
I can
don't
trademark
use-
whatever the fuck I want.
I know, but people know who you're talking about. So I mean, I'll probably be known as
Ginger fuck.
Yeah, ginger fuck. Whenever I shave my beard off, I look like a little fat lesbian, little fat red-haired lesbian fuck. You know what I mean? So
Do we want to talk about that?
we don't need to go there, but I mean, you know what I mean. So when you die, if somebody's like, yeah, that dude was he was a beast. I mean, that's better than I would want to be. When Jordan dies.
Oh, you mean God?
Here we go.
You mean God?
But
We're not.
I'm-
Hey, if we're gonna do this podcast shit, we're gonna wait till all 10 parts come out, and you actually sit down and watch them and tell me he's not a god amongst men,
The only
at
part
least in his time era.
The only part I'm going to watch is the Kobe one. The next one.
That's the next
one.
one. You know how that one ends? It's gonna be a crash.
It's not going to be great for Kobe.
Well, to give our viewers a little illustration, because we are three ugly son bitches. I mean,
Well, two are ugly, and I am
And
plump.
One of us is good looking, but the other two.
I am plump, but I am great looking.
but Dustin's got his little Michael Jordan memorabilia
Fetish, I think
set
it's
up
called.
over here in front of his mind,
Look.
which is
called-
98 NBA final winning last shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks like Kobe did that shit. But,
Well, he did. He tried to copy everything that Jordan did. So.
And Jordan admitted
did
it.
it better.
Yeah, Jordan admitted, yeah, this motherfucker's copying me.
And he did it better though.
Yeah.
No.
See,
I mean, yeah, of course he did. He had a way better jump shot than Michael Jordan ever thought about.
No.
Kobe
No,
was
no,
a
no, no.
3-point machine compared to Michael Jordan.
It was a different NBA. Jordan didn't shoot threes. There was no reason to shoot threes whenever you're
yeah,
already
there was
winning.
because they're worth more than twos.
Didn't have to. Whenever you
did
can,
get you there.
when you can jump over everyone in the gym.
Like he was the first.
Okay, I mean, I'm putting aside the fact that Michael Jordan. You're not ever going to listen to this, but I mean, personality-wise, you are a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a
But
dick.
most people that do things well are.
Yeah.
Like anybody that achieves anything has to have a little level of asshole in them to not get walked on.
See, so I shared a meme, or I shared some shit on Facebook not too long
Surprise.
ago. Yeah, I know. Everybody who knows.
I've just recently been introduced to Cody's Facebook, and it's a delight, I will say.
But do you remember the video of the little fat white boy who was sitting there trying to give all the high fives to, Steph
Oh,
Curry?
yeah.
The guy that, everybody...
It's that how you feel sticking up for corporations that don't give a shit about you.
So you're saying I feel like if I was in that position, and no matter like what it was, I would... Because if it wasn't for us, if it wasn't for that little fat white kid... These motherfuckers would not have a job, and I think that's what the corona has brought.
Right.
It's like we don't fucking need you. I mean, we want you, but we don't fucking need
we
you.
And that's
definitely
why they
want-
make so goddamn much money.
But here's the thing. You say that, but at the same time, if you watched the documentary so far, you would have learned that Michael Jordan didn't care how he felt. He went out and gave 100% because there might be one kid that only gets to see him one time in the stand and wanted to leave everything on the court for that one person. So, yes, he might not have been going out there and giving 23,000 high fives, but he was doing everything he could on the court for them. Yeah, he might have punched a teammate in the face, but guess what? You might say something, I want to punch you in the face, and we're teammates right now.
But I'm telling you, if something happens and you were to make it in golf, we'll just take golf. So you mean to tell me that, you wouldn't take the time out, even though it's 23,000 people
If you're
in the
Tiger
fucking
Woods,
stand.
you're not shaking everybody's
No,
hand.
But
You
if
can't-
it's a little
Everybody's
kid,
all- yeah.
if it's a little fucking kid, you have to.
that was a video.
On your way through the tunnel, reach up
That
and
little
give the
kid's
dude a
parents are
five.
paying
Right?
that much money.
You also
for
don't
us to
know.
sit there?
But listen, you also don't know that was one little video of the Warriors who are our generation, basically, grew up with an entitled lifestyle. You look back at...
Well, it could have been right after a loss, too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You don't know what happened.
But that little kid paid to see you lose. He was disappointed. But that would take... disappointment from the loss would take just by...
To me, though, they don't owe an obligation to the fans.
No obligation
It's really
whatsoever.
nice when they give it, but they don't owe it.
Nothing is
make
owed.
them.
No,
What do you mean? That's
so
owed,
what?
man.
We're not paying for them to be nice to us and give us high fives. We're paying to watch them dunk the fucking ball.
I know, but I think
that's as long as that's what they do, that's what they get paid for.
I think if they go away from that, but you know what I mean? That makes more... I'm not saying, if my fat ass is up there, hey, Harden, hey man, hey, give me some skin. I'm gonna completely understand that. Hey, this dude's busy. James Harden is the greatest to ever step foot on that hardwood
He's
floor.
garbage, first of all. So
I can
Okay.
fall down too. He's Reggie Miller 2.0.
Hey, well, I guess little kids pay to see him fall down.
They do.
And
Because they have no choice. They don't. Jordan's not playing anymore.
They need to change Harden to Mr. Clutch and to just be.
Oh, what does he want?
over.
What does he want?
yeah, I don't know how many crazy backwards looping fadeaways I've ever hit him see with two dudes in his face, but it's not as many as Kobe.
Or Jordan, who invented it.
I just feel like
Jordan's the first guy that ever pushed anybody down to win a championship. Anyway,
Hey, it's not his job to call it the foul. I mean,
that's true. I guess
that's
you
a
can't fall
ghetto
down.
as shit. That is prison yard basketball.
He's
Is
got
what
a
there are
point,
officials out there to get paid to call the foul.
Mm-hmm.
If they saw a foul, they call it. And they didn't call it. So guess what? No fucking foul. Shut the fuck up.
It's a good point.
Well, I guess to move on this, Jordan not being the greatest ever debate. Because I mean, Justin has admitted that we can't truly prove who
You
the
can't
greatest
put
is.
you can't put LeBron in a time where people could put hands on you, and you can't put Jordan in a time where no one
Speaking
could
of
touch
which,
you.
Let's quit that. But speaking of which, LeBron, I'm disappointed that he didn't play in an era in which you could put hands on people because that dude is a fucking dump truck and he could have crushed it even more than he is now. Like in this flop era, it really works against him. He's so big and strong. Like I just don't buy it when somebody hand checks him and he falls down.
That's the thing. He doesn't have the right personality for this era. If he had the Kobe,
he's
Jordan
got the perfect personality for this era because he's soft. He don't have the. He's got the body for the previous.
I'm saying
era.
if he would play like them, he would
be the most unstoppable human being to ever pick up.
He
basketball.
reminds me of. I mean, I always go to football because that's my sport. But he reminds me of.
Really looks like your sports buffets.
Dude, buffets are fucking trash. Hey, if you're listening to this and needed a buffet, just go ahead and click the unsubscribe button.
I don't think anyone is subscribed.
Nobody can eat at a buffet right now. Everything's shut down.
Yeah. Ponderosa closed, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But I feel like LeBron is the fucking Cam Newton of basketball. You might completely disagree with me, but I compare him to if Cam was. I think Cam's good.
Cam actually breaks more often than LeBron. LeBron just fakes it.
Yeah.
I think he's tougher than Cam Newton is. Cam Newton went vegan and just about broke his whole fucking body.
But he did. Cam Newton did take that fucking flipping truck ride that he survived and walked away from, and it looked like everyone should have died.
I didn't even see that.
Oh, that was a couple years ago. It was unreal. That truck was mangled.
Wow.
I'm talking about like from an emotional standpoint because I feel like Cam's probably cried more than LeBron.
You can have your opinion on somebody's emotion, but you don't know.
Yeah.
I compare them two. I'm not a real big basketball fan. If Harden's not on the court, I don't.
That's obvious.
I don't see.
That's
anybody.
obvious. You're not a big basketball fan if you're putting Harden in GOAT status.
Yeah. I mean, Harden is the GOAT. But anyway, where the fuck were we going with this, boys?
We weren't going anywhere except for you started taking shots at my Jordan stuff because I said something earlier you were taking shots on the whole documentary, and I just want you to watch it all and actually absorb it because I've heard people who were not Jordan fans who had the same idea that Kobe is equal or better, that LeBron is equal or better, see this and say, maybe I was just not paying attention in the 90s because I was little.
I don't.
You're
see
younger.
It.
How old are you?
We're 30.
You're 30.
We're all in our 30s. We're all in our
34.
30s.
Yeah.
You're soon to be 35. Me and Zane are both soon to be 35.
Yeah. And you're 30?
Yeah.
So you're almost
it's
5 years younger than us. So that's quite a bit of a difference. Like,
Yeah,
I was 10 years old when Michael Jordan retired. 9 years old when he retired the first time. So it was like right when we were getting into basketball. You were like 4. So the first half of his career.
Yeah,
like,
you don't understand.
remember.
You don't remember when Jordan was not only the MVP, the All-Star player of the All-Star player of the game, the All-Star game, whatever, how you want to say it.
Because of Pippen.
And he was
because of
you,
Pippen.
You can't do that in the All-Star game, dumbass.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Pippen was he
the
carried
defensive
that far in the
and the defensive player of the year before Pippen was drafted. So eat shit.
Pippen was talking him through it. I mean, Jordan was talking to Pippen like, "Hey, Pip, you know what do I do
before
here?"
he was drafted.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, I'll be there in a minute. You know, just try to. Hey, go film that fucking movie. I don't know. Go film that Space Jam movie.
That was way before Space Jam.
Go film that movie, and I'll be there whenever I can. I know Rodman's.
Let me make a phone call down to Central Arkansas. And,
I mean, hey. So what's the hate with Arkansas? I gotta ask.
Oh, I just hate every.
Well, we're Kentucky fans.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a Kentucky fan, so I hate Arkansas. I hate Tennessee. I hate Florida. I hate Ole Miss. I hate Mississippi State. I mean,
I hate absolutely anyone in the SEC that doesn't wear blue and white named Kentucky.
Well, I disagree because I also kind of like Alabama.
Because you're a bandwagon fan.
Yeah, I am an absolute bandwagon. I'm a Kentucky fan, but we were garbage at football for my whole life, so I adopted Alabama when Saban got there because they won all the time, and that was awesome. Cheering for a great team.
Okay, I gotta ask this. I've tried to jump on the Kentucky bandwagon.
At one time, you did. You came to my house and watched every game. You're like, I get it.
I get it. It was good, but as far as like being, I've never really had a team be as winning as like Alabama. Because when you talk about college football,
well, in college football, no team's ever won more than Alabama.
It's Alabama.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like that's in the same category as being a Patriots fan.
I mean, recently, yeah, in the last dozen years,
listen,
or
it
20
would
years,
be like
I guess
this.
it is.
It would be like this if you were born in the Massachusetts area and you're 20 anything.
Yeah, then your whole life the Patriots have been awesome.
Your whole life the Patriots have been awesome. When me and Zane were coming up, we were kind of born into the Patino era.
Yeah.
And everything was great. We learned that our home team,
our shitty little state in Kentucky, like
just
we're
fucking
just
dominated.
Middle of the road. We're not bad. We're not good at anything. We're middle of the road in everything in the whole country, and we dominate in this one thing, and it's college basketball, and it was so great.
And where the hate from Patino come from?
I don't have any hate for Patino.
I know a lot of Kentucky fans that fucking hate Patino.
I can understand. I can understand because he went to the evil empire of Louisville.
I don't give a shit. What happened was he left. He didn't leave us for Louisville.
He left us for the NBA.
He came back to our state because he loved it so much. Kentucky job wasn't open anymore. What was he supposed to do?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess he could have taken it from Tubby because he was garbage.
Well, no, Tubby was great.
There have been a lot of
nice gentleman, nice coach. He won us the national championship.
He won it with Patino's team.
I don't give a shit whose team you still got to have a coach in college, especially.
But, so is this like the Phil Jackson?
Yeah, I mean, the coach has a lot to do with it.
He just had really boring basketball. Was my problem.
Okay.
He went. Yeah. We went from an exciting
nice,
team,
safe substitute,
to Saul Smith pounding the ball for 30 seconds and passing it around and taking an easy shot.
I mean, I get it, and he may never have won another title. And John Calipari's fun and he's flashy,
he's a car salesman.
Yeah, absolutely. I hated his guts his whole career until the day he signed with Kentucky. And then I became a huge fan.
Me and you have had the conversation of I don't want John Calipari as the coach at Kentucky.
And then he was. So I was like, okay, I love this guy now because he's awesome.
Now this greasy son of a bitch is my greasy son of a bitch.
I don't know about you guys, but to me, winning feels pretty awesome. So when you're the fan of a winning team, you just take what you can get.
I hate Calipari, but I feel like.
But you want to be a hipster so fucking bad, but you look horrible in flannel.
I feel that comment. I really do.
That lesbian look.
Yeah, the lesbian look.
He doesn't have the ass for tight jeans.
Yeah. I mean, I got the tight jeans thanks to my wife. People at work make fun of me.
No, you have tight jeans because, all jeans are tight.
All jeans are tight on you, Cody.
Me and you feel that. I mean, we have thighs.
I wish I had the pat problem, with the big ass.
Quad father.
Yeah,
I
fucking don't. No. I'm just a fat, pudgy little fuck. I mean, that's all there is to it. But I don't get. I think what happened, in high school, a lot of fucking dicks.
You definitely took a lot of dicks,
especially in the locker room. But I feel like all these fucks were Kentucky fans.
Well, you went to a school in Kentucky. That's like saying that you go to a school in Tennessee, they're Tennessee fans. Yeah. It's whatever the dominant school is. So that's normal.
So all the fucks in high school basically ruined it for me because I hate Kentucky fans. I feel like they're always bitch. I
do hate that. We've got a buddy of ours that's a big time complainer in some college football.
Yeah, but he's not a Kentucky fan.
No, he's not a Kentucky fan. But there are plenty of Kentucky fans that are whiny, complaining, blaming on the rest.
Shout out to Oklahoma.
Boomer Sooner.
But is it like that because you all are just used to fucking winning?
No, it's because people are whiny. No, it's because people are whiny bitches. I'm a huge Kentucky fan, and when we lose, yeah, I get pissed off about it, but I don't make excuses. We just weren't as good. Like it's the best feeling in the world when we win. But if you make an excuse because you lose, then you're like.
But I do have to say there are times that if you actually watch a whole game that you can see, yeah, something was inconsistent, and there is something to complain about. But there's a lot
something to make the whole game about.
No, but there is also the times where that inconsistency goes my way,
exactly.
And I do not say a fucking word. So I don't say a word whenever it happens.
Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's life, baby.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of my hate came from Kentucky. Let's just be completely honest, because I got stat checkers now, so this is kind of fucking cool because these guys know their shit, especially when it comes to sports. But the signing of douchebag, which is
you better check yourself.
You know, I get told there's a dude I work with who's like, Calipari's part of the fucking mob, man. I mean, he's a creaser. He's part of the mob.
If Jordan would be my president, Cal might be my vice.
But take me back. I think a lot of the hatred came from Peyton was fixing to sign with someone whenever
Did we switch sports or
No. Manning was fixing. He came back from the neck surgery, but y'all were coming up with your head coach, and that's whenever y'all got Calipari, and it was blasted all over fucking ESPN.
How does this tie together? I don't understand.
I'm sitting there as a little kid. I don't know.
Little kid, motherfucker. Peyton retired like 3 years ago.
I don't think that was the same time at all because Calipari was our head coach in 2009. Wasn't the neck injury in like 2013 or something like that?
I mean,
I think
you've got some kind of delusional reason.
I think you need to fact check that because
I've got Google in my hand. I'll
fucking do it because about that time I remember wanting to know where Peyton was going.
No,
but
I bet you're
ESPN
thinking of the national championship. We won the national championship in 2012, and that was probably about the same time as
probably
Peyton's
is the same
neck injury.
time. And hey, I have two beautiful children, and I love them to death. But the greatest day of my life is whenever I went to New Orleans and watched them win a national championship. I did not cry when my kids were born, but I did cry when they played my Kentucky home. Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Cassie surprised me with tickets. She calls me at work, and she goes, "Can you take tomorrow off?" And I was like, "Let me see. Why?" She goes, "I just bought you tickets to the national championship." And I was like, I knew I fucking loved you for a reason.
She's like, yeah, I'll quit my fucking job. Fuck this job.
Yeah.
I'm off tomorrow one way or the other.
Yeah.
There was
sorry about the mortgage, sweetheart.
There was like an underlying emotional issue there because I remember wanting to see where the fuck is Peyton going. And ESPN was just blasting nothing but Kentucky.
Well, as opposed to the other 364 days a year where they covered nothing but NFL bullshit. Like,
let's go.
Let's go. But I think that stems from a lot of the hatred for Kentucky. I just don't the colors are hideous.
You were like
blue and white.
If you're gonna
blue and white. You were a Colts fan, you dumbass.
But if you,
it's the same exact
what the fuck
color
are you talking about?
Horrible color. Horrible fucking colors. I like the baby blue in UNC. I just do.
Well, you're rocking it right. Well, you're wearing it right now. You're not rocking shit.
I'm not rocking shit. My tits are wearing this shirt. I'm not.
I'm just saying, you were wearing a Colts jersey yesterday, basically the exact same color as a Kentucky jersey, and
almost identical.
And now you're fucking saying
that. You mentioned about all their colors.
I just don't fucking like Kentucky.
You can say what you want, but I mean,
it doesn't mean they're not the best college basketball program of all time.
Yeah, I mean, granted, the '70s were UCLA's time.
That's the thing. They had one good. I mean, it was a very nice,
yeah, that decade was
run.
Great.
Don't get me wrong, but outside of that, what the fuck have they done?
Is it
one title?
Journal.
Speaking of shooting, how ironic is it that Willie Robertson's house got shot up?
I didn't hear about that.
I wish it happened sooner.
Like the Duck Dynasty guy? Duck Dynasty guy?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can't see why that family is hated at all after his dad gets on there and just bashes everybody.
Because he's basically, that's the real Christian.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy who talks about rice and Jesus. Something
He
along
does.
them lines.
His dad does.
Yeah. I can't stand the
Willie's the fat one.
The
that-
reason people hate on them is because they are, kind of fake. Like
Oh,
we've all
yeah.
seen the pictures of like before the show, before they all had their beards and stuff. And,
Yeah, I mean, they
like
were
a lot
they were
of
pretty
it's put
boys.
on, But I get it. Like they pay them millions of dollars to act like idiots and
Yeah,
grow their beards out. You goddamn right, I would.
Here's the thing.
I mean, you two are doing it for free, so what
No,
the fuck? Is
I'll
the
tell you
excuse?
while I'm doing it. I'm growing the beard out because it's easier to hide a double chin than lose a double chin.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Trisha, I was told to never shave again.
I went to the wrong barber and told him I just wanted my beard blended in, and he buzzed it all.
Oh.
And I almost got a divorce. I came home and my wife said, "What the fuck is going on with your face?"
See, mine's different. Mine likes his
Did
shape.
you?
But I got a nice strong chin. I'm pretty unlike you guys.
Really?
So.
You have a.
You don't have much of a chin at all.
What? Man, I got a chin. I got a
My
jawline
balls
out of
wouldn't
this
even touch
world.
that chin.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
But did you see this son bitch? You did it?
No, I never saw anything.
No,
Did you see a
I
picture?
just saw that he shot up 2 houses and both of them happened to be on the Robertson compound.
Well, this all right. Well, this dude said it came out just like a couple hours ago. That dude said, "Hey, I had been drinking some vodka, and I was
Feel ya?
I was checking the safety on the gun."
And just sprayed off some rounds.
Are we sure he wasn't related to the Robertsons? Because that sounds like a.
Is he Eminem? I just drank the 5th vodka.
This dude looks pretty sketchy, but yeah, he said
That's profiling.
Yeah, he looks sketchy. I mean, you can't.
You know sketch. I get it.
Yeah, I do know sketch. But he said, "Hey, officers, I was sipping some vodka." But the messed up part is one of the people in the driver's seat are in the car with him at the time said, "No, man, he had a handgun."
What does that matter?
Well, I mean, he's saying he checked the safety.
They're
on his,
still
on
checking.
a hunt
You
rifle.
you saw Tiger King. Motherfucker was checking the safety whenever he blew his brains
Yeah,
out.
Oh my god, that was some crazy.
Spoiler alert! But
Yeah,
dude
speaking
died.
Let's talk about some Tiger King for a minute. Anyway,
Is it not? Is it still topical?
I mean, I don't care if it's always going to be topical to me. Like that was probably some of the wildest shit I ever saw.
Oh, it was fucking
I was
bananas.
not expecting. Speaking of this part you're talking about, when Travis blows his goddamn brains out, it was just.
My favorite
Ooh.
part is whenever dude just sits there and stares at it like this is a fucking joke.
Oh, I couldn't imagine. Could you imagine being that guy looking at him?
I think I would have moved a little bit quicker. I know he was heavy.
I mean-
I'm heavy. I think I could have got quicker feet than
I don't
that.
know, man. I might have just checked out right there and gone to sleep. Like I ain't handling it. I ain't
Well,
doing
see,
it.
everybody
I'm
talks.
done.
Everybody talks shit, but
About what? There's so much to talk shit about.
well, everybody talks shit about Carol, which Carol's a goddamn bitch.
Yeah, she killed her husband.
Yeah,
so-
But there's nobody
Fucking
fucking
Tiger snacked him.
fucking fat snitch on the goddamn jet
Oh
ski.
no, I love that guy.
No,
He's my
nobody
favorite
points it out.
guy.
I mean,
Now
come
he
on,
looks
dude.
like a lesbian.
Cody, you realize
Looks like Cody shaves.
30 pounds in a bowl cut. You are that
I
guy.
love that guy. He's like, they recruit him to start extorting Carol Baskin, and he just flips the script. He's like, "Oh, I got caught, and I guess I work for the FBI now."
My favorite part is I want to know how much he paid for the montage of him riding the jet ski and the
That's the
two
greatest.
the two small
He said,
life
"You don't
jacket.
have to pay me, you guys. You just put this shot of me on the jet ski. I need the pussy to come crawling in."
Well, have you,
I own a strip club so I can see people naked.
Yeah.
well, have you heard about this? I'm pretty sure y'all have. It's this app called Cameo.
Never heard of it.
Never
No,
heard of it. All right.
no.
Well, anyway,
I was just taught about fake apps the other day, so
no, this is a legit app. What you do is all these celebrities got a certain amount of money that they charge, and they'll send you a personalized message.
wait,
Sounds like
wait,
porn already.
hold on. I have me and you both have texted Bert Kreischer.
I have absolutely texted Bert Kreischer.
I wonder if this happened.
Yeah.
Is this the same thing? Because we didn't download an app. We just sent him a text.
Yeah.
He put
out his phone number. Him and Tom Segura did on Instagram one time. Was like, text us. And so I did, and I texted them. And I
Yeah.
said, hey, here's Bert Kreischer's phone number.
And-
And like, he legit was like, hey, this is really me. Like, what's up?
Yeah, but could it be anybody? Yeah, I would hope that.
I
it's
hope
Bert.
it was Bert.
I mean, he
seems
seems so
enough.
genuine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got some of the
He is a
bigger
racist,
stars.
but
So what's this Cameo thing?
So you pay, and it depends on like how popular you are. There's some people on there that'll do it for like $50. I got a buddy.
oh, I'd do it for $1.
I got a buddy who made his dad do. Was it Chris Hansen?
Oh,
The
yeah.
fucking
Like
To
the
Catch
Yeah.
a Predator guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you act like you don't know him, but you're not allowed around school. So
But anyway, you pay these celebrities $50, $100. Some of them are even like $500. But they'll make a personalized message. Well, this fat fuck is on Cameo. And what he does is whenever he does your personalized message, he hops in the fucking jet ski and records it.
That's awesome.
On the fucking jet ski.
So yeah, he's making a living off of that because he wanted that scene in there.
He's a piece of shit, though.
He knew he was gonna be a meme. I love it. Like that's a genius idea. He knew he was gonna be a meme.
I wonder how much Jordan's is.
So he wants to do. You want to know how much what?
Jordan's is.
Oh,
Jordan's not a good guy, so he's not gonna do cool shit like that.
You realize if I wasn't scared of the monster cock that he has, I would probably suck it.
I have a feeling it'll be overrated like his career.
I mean, the dude's 6'6" is gonna be a hang danger. I'm just saying. Like,
if I wasn't absolutely terrified of the 6 beer cans he has hanging from his groin,
I don't see it, but that's where I'm hoping to get.
Is that guy
status.
the guy,
and the guy with
on
the
the jet
6-can dick.
The guy on the jet ski?
Yeah.
You're close.
No,
You're close.
You're almost there, buddy. You shave, and you got it.
Bowl cut and a shave, you're there.
Get you a lemur.
I used to have a jet ski. I would have loaned you, but sorry, buddy. I sold it for pennies.
Yeah, this is the only dude that I know that lives on a nice ass house, right by the lake, and doesn't own a damn boat or any water. You're just not like.
No, I used to be lake people.
Yeah, lake people is expensive. I'm poor, so that's not really
Yeah,
gonna happen.
Zane lives close to the lake too.
I live literally like maybe a quarter mile from the water.
Yeah.
Like, and I used to have a pontoon, but then I sold it. Like,
yeah, I had a jet ski, and I decided it's a lot cooler if you had
Dustin
like
bought
a jet ski
on a credit card at like 19 years old, so that was an awesome business
Yeah.
decision.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't know it was on a credit card until after it was purchased.
Yeah.
I signed on the dotted line and were like, oh, by the way, this is 19% interest. Here you go.
Yeah.
And that's whenever I learned about money.
Yeah.
And
how much
figured
things
out
really
that
come-
whenever 7 years down the road and you still owe the $12,000 on a brand new jet ski, you didn't make the right financial decisions in your life.
Keeping on to the celebrity thing, I gotta bring this up, and it's something that I've caught on. At first, I was like, "Oh, fuck that shit! I'm not doing it. Doing that shit. I'm gonna keep some of my hipster ways, and not hop on the bandwagon." But this TikTok shit,
Typical.
this TikTok shit is taking off.
I don't TikTok.
I haven't until Dustin got me involved on it.
Love
Dustin
TikTok.
keeps pushing TikTok on me, and I'm rejecting it.
You know,
fucking
I
don't.
realize it's not the coolest thing, but there's some motherfuckers on there that are making some content that are just straight fire.
I got too much content in my life anyway. I need to cut that shit back to begin with.
What are you going to do, watch your kids?
Yeah, I know, right?
Fuck that! That sounds like a job.
But this shit, so what I'm seeing is, did y'all happen to watch the video of the racist TikTok that went out with?
Yeah, I did.
I watched it only after you told me to watch it,
Yeah.
and it was cringeworthy.
Yeah,
It was extremely cringeworthy.
Oh my god, I almost couldn't watch. I couldn't believe these people were dumb enough to put this online. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't think this was the
Look,
exact
listen,
thing was going to happen to them.
I know you don't know who we are if you happen to stumble across us. We are 3 white people from a predominantly white community, and we know that this is stupid. You
This
don't
is
do
dumb.
this.
You don't do
we-
this.
I say whenever I graduated, there were 2 black people in our class or our school.
Our school of 1,400 children.
And that was 2 halves. So we had 1 black person.
I don't think it works that way, man. That's racist too.
How?
Just saying.
How?
But either way, we come from a very ethnically undiverse background, and we're even smart enough to know that those two fools just fucked their lives up.
We got a fucking debate going on in our hometown because we're hanging the fucking
Confederate flag at the
yeah.
courthouse, for God's sake.
Yeah, so we give 0 fucks about people's sensitivity, apparently. In this county.
No, the government does. And if I was just insensitive, that was just stupidity because I didn't realize that was insensitive. I'm just trying to explain to you how exactly white we are living here.
Yeah, very white community, and like I said, we know better than that fucking dumb TikTok.
You
video.
don't.
Like,
Number 1, you don't use that word,
yeah, ever.
and number 2, you don't use that word with those stereotypes.
Well, the stereotypes were fucking god awful, man.
Yeah, they were. They weren't even
The-
creative. Like,
they
if you're gonna
weren't.
be racist, you gotta be funny. Like, that's
Dave
the
Chappelle
only
has
way.
proved that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Yes.
he is racist on all levels.
And it's funny.
And it is hilarious.
Like-
He can come at white people and we laugh. He
can
can come
joke-
at black people and they laugh. He comes at Mexicans, they laugh.
You can joke about literally whatever you want to, and as long as it's funny, you'll get away with it. That video was not funny.
No,
it was
was
creepy,
straight
and it
cringe
was weird, and it was cringy.
It was almost personal.
I mean, and to be honest, they're lucky they got expelled because there seemed to be some people at that school they interviewed that were not going to be none too happy to see those two children show back up.
It's not stopping.
Yeah,
It hasn't stopped.
I mean, let's be honest. It's the white people we have to worry about at school.
yeah,
So
usually.
I don't know, man. It's bad all around.
But the dude who, all right, so the girl saying that it was the boyfriend. It was the boyfriend's fault.
Well, she was the one holding the fucking camera, wasn't she?
But she said that she was influenced
Oh,
by
yeah,
his racism.
I didn't know.
Well, she came out and apologized.
I didn't see the reaction.
She came out to apologize until she didn't she?
No,
Didn't
yeah,
she come
well,
back
she-
later and be like, I take it back because black people are ruining my life.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, maybe you deserve it. I don't know.
Sounds like it's deserved. Yeah.
But she said she did apologize, and then people were like, "Hey, you should fucking die."
Yeah.
I
She
mean,
shouldn't die, but she should be made fun of.
Oh,
What are you
yeah,
saying?
at
'Cause
the-
these two kids is lives. Now I seen the dude; he's recovering just fine, I guess.
Recovering what? Did he get shot?
Did he get beat up or what?
No, he said, it sucks. I worked my whole life for this wrestling career,
Yeah.
and now it's going down the shitter.
Like professional wrestling,
I feel like wrestling is still right.
erotic homo wrestling.
I feel like wrestling is still right in his alley.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a wrestling fan anymore. I was whenever I was a little kid. But I feel like those are the kind of people that are going to like him.
I think he means more of the homoerotic wrestling, the real legit
Well,
wrestling.
that's what-
Oh, like Groma or
Greco-Roman.
Greco-Roman.
Yeah. So he's
Tried to
reco-
combine
he's-
those words.
He's trying to, figure out his path. She went out and apologized and said, "Hey, I fucked up." And then I guess the swarm of African American people, as a community, which they should have, fucking came down on the bitch. And she's like, "You know what? You motherfuckers have ruined my life. I'm trying to go to this
No.
college."
No,
you ruined your own life.
Yeah, you decided to post that. You could have left that son of a bitch in drafts.
Yeah, you should.
But
I know TikTok well enough that you could leave that in drafts.
But do you think it's right for these people's lives to be?
What do you mean, these people?
What
These
do you
two
mean, you people?
No. But do you believe that these two people's lives should be ruined?
Their whole lives, no, but they ought to suffer a little bit. Like
Yeah,
they fucked up
they
on
made
a
a
large
decision.
scale during a
This
time
goes
in which
back-
everybody has nothing else to pay attention to.
Hey, this goes
So-
back to when we were talking about prison. Yeah, they might not deserve to rot in prison,
No,
but they deserve
no.
some kind of punishment.
Yeah, like they got their lives turned upside down. Nobody's gonna remember them 6 months from now anyway, ever.
No,
Like,
there have
this
been
is-
people that have done way worse that have been forgotten.
Yeah,
But
but for
But do
now
you
they
think-
got to
all
ride
right,
the wave.
hey,
I hate to be.
hey, this is something we have to remember right now in this room. The internet's forever.
Yes, it is.
But do you think that kind of going off subject? But do you think that the NASCAR driver? You heard about that shit.
I heard about it.
But do
I'm
you
scared
think
to
that-
talk about it.
But do you think?
What happened?
Kyle Larson, he dropped a hard R.
Oh no way.
Yeah, they were doing an iRacing thing because NASCAR's off right now.
Uh-huh.
So they're doing this thing on, I think it's ESPN, where they race on video games.
Yeah.
And it's professional racers, and they have simulators, and it's very similar to real life. They get crashed out, they get 3 lives. So he doesn't
He doesn't realize it's live streaming or something.
Well, he doesn't realize his mic's live, and he's talking on, I don't know if it's his phone or hollering to another room, and he uses a hard R. He's like, hey, buddy, but that buddy is the wrong word.
You're right.
And that guy doesn't answer, and he says it again
Oh,
harder,
man, he's fucked.
and he just gets fired. I
Yeah.
mean, from everyone.
I bet.
But do you think he's like, thank fucking God that these dumbass kids? Because I mean, I haven't heard about it.
No,
but-
no. Why would you be thank God? Because they don't have anything to lose.
Yeah.
They're not rich. They're not making millions of dollars being a NASCAR driver. I might be overshooting what Kyle Larson's worth. I don't
have no
know.
clue.
I
Yeah,
bet
have
it's
no
more
but-
than what I got.
But
Yeah.
let's just say, at minimum, hundreds of thousands of dollars, he is losing
Oh,
for
he-
saying one word.
But
Oh,
he's
yeah.
gonna bounce. He will bounce back.
No.
There's been racist shit that's gone on in sports, and they've bounced
Yeah.
back.
There's a
That's
difference,
true.
though. You can only fuck up.
You can
to
only
your
fuck
talent.
up to your talent level. I
Yeah.
don't know how good he is. but-
Exactly. Did I know who Kyle Larson was before that? No.
I'd heard of him, but I didn't know.
Well,
a whole
I
lot
don't.
about him.
I mean, we do live in an area that NASCAR is pretty prevalent, but
Yes.
but I don't watch it. I don't know it. The last thing I heard was Dale Earnhardt Jr. retired, and it's because I listened to Dan Patrick.
I feel like he's on another. I feel like celebrities are always treated as on another level. I feel like he will bounce back because I've seen articles about places that he'll fall. I mean, he's not going to be as grand stature as NASCAR is.
Well,
but he'll find work.
Let's be real. If the kid's good enough, he'll get right back to where he was, and nobody gives a shit about what you do as long as you produce. Honestly, that's what.
Well,
it
I mean,
all
Greg
boils
Hardy
down
is
to.
the perfect example.
Exactly.
I mean, he brutally beat a woman,
Half to
and
death.
and Jerry Jones said, he could be a leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking look at Kareem. I mean,
Kareem, what did he do?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Hunt.
Oh,
Kick that bitch in the face.
Yeah, we went different Kareem than you did.
Okay, yeah, my bad. See, we're dealing with basketball, folks, and my heart is always going to football.
No, here's the thing. There are
Say
people that are
Kareem, like
there are
that's-
different
there's
people
one
on.
Kareem.
Yeah, single name. You say Jordan. What do you think of? You don't think of Brian Jordan. You don't think of Montel Jordan.
No.
You think of Michael. You say Kareem.
You think of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
You don't think of Kareem Hunt, who
No,
rushed for 1,000
definitely
yards once.
Well, see, I go to Kareem Hunt.
Yeah,
I mean, that's-
well, your brain is fucked.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. But see, I go to football because, like I said, basketball's never really been my sport. But it doesn't take a fucking brain science to realize that Jordan's overrated.
Science? You killed that one.
You know what I mean? It doesn't take a brain scientist.
I
to
can't
know
talk,
that-
and I know you fucked up.
But that's what I'm saying. But what about him? I mean, it's taken him a little bit to come back, and I think he'll get his shot again.
I just
because
think
you literally forgot about that. And fucking 2 years
No,
ago?
no. I didn't forget about that. You said a name, and I went to
one of the greatest basketball players of all, one of the greatest
top
athletes.
3
of
or
all
5
time.
players, whoever you want to debate.
In any
But
sport.
you're not going
Right.
to tell me that you haven't pushed that to the back of your mind a little
No.
bit. That's not as fresh as it fucking
I remember
was.
watching Ray Rice beat that bitch up in the elevator, and I'll never forget that.
That's the same way
Ever.
with Kareem Hunt. If you've seen that
Yeah,
video,
I haven't.
you know that he punted that bitch like his name was Pat McAfee.
Oh, I haven't seen
But there's people that haven't seen that just heard about it. So he's gonna bounce back. It's gonna take him a little bit longer.
All it takes is
It-
to be good.
it
He's
only-
got good talent. He is a good running back. Now I don't think anybody's gonna shine above Big Chubb. But
They'll forgive you for anything as long as you're good. I promise you.
Yeah,
Like,
I
as
mean-
long as you're good, you're gonna make money for the team. And
Look,
that's all.
Look,
the owners
let's put this
care
in
about.
layman's terms. You and I were talking about this the other day, Zane.
Yeah.
You said you knew you could fuck up at work all the time because you were good at your job.
Exactly.
And they weren't going to say a fucking word.
Exactly. Or if they weren't going to punish me as much as they probably should have. If I was terrible at my job, I would have been fired a long time ago.
Exactly.
That's the way the world works. You're worth a certain amount of dollars to your employer, and as much as what people don't want to think about it, like they want to think of athletes as members of society. Well, they're just employees of an organization. The team
that
owner-
organization just has a lot more money than working for who I work for.
Exactly,
you work
like
for.
an organization that brings in $2 billion a year and has a payroll of $100 million. Like it just happens to only be spread amongst 20 guys instead of 6,000 people in a different kind of organization. Well, they're worth what they bring in. So as long as they're worth bringing in more than you have to pay them, they're gonna get a job. Nobody thought Michael Vick would ever play a day of football in his life, and dude played until way past he was useful. Because he was good.
But all right, let's go. But you also got to go. Would Jordan be able to make a comment like that? No, I'm being for real.
Yes.
Would Jordan
Michael
have been
Jordan
able
could
to,
say whatever he wanted, and he would still get a job back in the NBA because he
So
was
you're
good
saying
enough.
that? So you're saying that would have canceled if Jordan would have came out with some racist shit?
Jordan
That would have been forgiven just like that.
Jordan could have done anything that he wanted, and no one would have said a fuck. Gatorade would have said, "You know what? We support that." Because you know what? He was making them so much money that you couldn't back away from him. Tiger Woods, the first billion-dollar ass, had a 7-iron, drove through his windshield because he was cheating on his
Nike
wife.
held on to him tight, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, Nike Golf went under because they kept Tiger Woods. You know, that might not be the exact reason, but they kept paying him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rolex might have backed off, but fuck me. I mean, he was able to continue to live after paying $700 million
Yeah.
in a divorce. So, I mean, you can only do what you're
You
worth.
can only get away with what you're worth. That's the extent of the human condition. You get away with whatever you're worth, and whatever you're worth is what they'll put up with for you. But for now, I guess if y'all don't have anything else to say, then
Hey, I think it ended good, boys.
I think so too.
So
I don't know that good is the word that I would use, but
I had a fucking. I
had a good time.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I could give two shits about anything. I had a good time.
I hope that we can look back at this and laugh at some of the points and not cringe like those two kids on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly.
But here we are.
Here we are. We're the Let's BS podcast, but stay safe, and we'll see you next week.